everyone to my tournament report for Warhammer Underworlds, Mines of Alost Edition 3, and that's also the third edition already this year. Our friends at the Hidden Milan store in Alost sure love their Underworlds and organizing events for it. So Nico from the Winkleworks Paint Service ran the third Underworlds tournament this year at his lovely venue, and as I had won the previous two, I of course joined again. But that means I need to finish going through the bands that I had painted up this year to at least get them to one event, and the lucky ones for this event were the Trisfold Discord, because I love Slaanesh and all their sexual innuendo jokes I can make playing them. Also, they are one of the better paint jobs on warbands I did this year, so it would be a pity not to use them, or my infamous sleeves and box for the last time. Or one of the last times, because maybe I take them along to another tournament, we'll see how it goes today. Or, well, I still got a few other bands I want to try, so just don't ask about the pizza guy and the gynecologist. No, really, don't ask. And I admit, I aim to make a hat-trick at Mines of Alost this year, having won both the first edition with Garrick's Reavers in a rival format, and the second one in a Nemesis format, and that was with Karenni's Razors. The deck is centered around the Blazing Assault and Countdown to Cataclysm. Basically, after my recent Too Much Emberwatch encounters, I went for what I called an anti-elite aggro-hyper-aggro approach. So yeah, 3-man bands, let them come. We ended up with 5 participants though, due to holiday and other obligations, so everyone would play against one another, and each player would receive a bye. And in round 1 I faced off against Nico with Moloch's Mob. The big troll, and to be honest I don't fear the beast as much as in edition 1. Mostly ignoring him in the first round, he managed to hit Vexmore in the second, only to be then killed by a combined attack from Lasavir, followed by the Vexmore, bringing the brute down. All that remained were to kill the Spite Shroom and the Bat Squeak, as Salax Creed was taken out in my very first activation. A 21-13 victory was the result, with a tabled mob. Round 2 brought me against Thibaut, who played his first tournament, he's one of our Antwerp team, with Tendric's Profiteers. Slow shooty dwarves, that should be doable. Lascavir immediately rushed forward on the first activation, and with a twist and knife killed his heavy puncher Kazgan. Enric soon followed, but then Geralt took out Lascavir. However, when Tendric himself was soon smacked to bits by Vexmore, it was a cleanup job. Or, as we might call it, the hunt for Lund. And tabling the Catadron, 19-11 was on the scoreboard. Sorry about the picture, but it seemed Lascavir was a bit too fast for the camera. And in round 3 I met, well, the one warband I feared the most, Johan with Grandfather's Gardeners. The resident Nurgle followers. As I had to spread my damage to work around the clock for the heal, the fist was a bit more divided, even putting me 10-9 behind after the second round. Only well, by then he only had Squart left with a single wound and an additional great fortitude of it. I pinged a fly, the Vile Temptation did its upgrade away in the first activation of round 3, tabling the Plague Bearers in a demonic battle and a 15-13 victory. And then for round 4, it was my turn to sit it out with the bye. And with my round to skip and see how it went on the other tables, Johan won from Thibaut. And that also meant I couldn't lose the tournament anymore, as Thibaut was the only one that could also go into the final round where he had to bye with 3 major victories. Johan had a minor victory in round 2, so the best he could achieve was 3 wins with 1 minor in it against my 3 major. So tournament victory was obtained while not playing. Meaning that in round 5 I faced Wouter with Ephraim's Pandemonium, and it didn't matter that I wanted to make a tabling streak complete. Lascavir did her thing killing Apotrax with a twist knife and pinging Ephraim. But then Ephraim strangely canny sapped in front of Vexmore, well, Wouter forgot he had a range of 2, and the Teen Sorcerer was banished before round 1 was even over. Round 2 was cleaning up, leaving Flamespooler up around on 1 wound, allowing me to score on the edge. I could have finished him off, but well, guess I toyed a bit with my opponent. And finishing it off in round 1, tabling also the final warband of the day for a 15-11 victory. As the dust settled, well, it was a Slaaneshi storm that went over the tables, slaughtering left and right while cackling in ecstasy at all the glorious slaughter. I guess my sleeves seriously distracted my opponents because, well, I think everyone who wanted took a picture of them. But I had obtained my hat-trick, all 3 Mines of Alost tournaments added to my tally this year, and took home a lovely certificate for the trophy cabinet and some dice of Morgoth's Crushes, because that was a color set that I didn't have yet, so I picked that as the prize. Add to that the participation gift of a card binder and a Space Marine sprue, and it was a nice day out. Ending in the second for the painting competition as well after Moloch. That was a nice boost for the morale, and there were some memorable moments because every tournament has them. I must be the first person in history that over the course of a whole tournament doesn't manage to score Get Stuck In. You know, the one where you just have to attack someone in the enemy side, you don't even have to be successful. Either they were already tabled by the time I drew it, or the few survivors were hiding in my own half. There were a lot of pillage and emberstone, so they were hunting tokens. My second memorable moment was that not one enemy warband survived, having tabled all 4 opponents and myself only losing Laskavir once in the game against Tundrik. So that's 1 casualty suffered over the course of 4 games, or it would have even been a perfect tournament. And thirdly, apparently I delivered the one-liner of the day against Tundrix with "Die ene dwarg gaat het niet meer oplossen," which roughly translated means that one dwarf ain't gonna solve it. At that point he had only Garrod left with 1 wound against Vixmore, who had suffered 2 wounds, and a completely healthy Vashtis, so yeah. And he had like 6 activations to go. But thanks to Nico and the Hirmelaan for running the event, and to Nico and Johan for the additional picture that I could use. And I see you again next time we have a little Underworlds tournament. Bye bye!